I'm Glenn Whipp with the Los Angeles Times. The last time we saw Sergeant Nicholas Brody, he was saying goodbye to Carrie and heading into the woods after being framed for the bombing of the CIA headquarters. Where is Brody right now? Where will he begin season 3? Joining us this morning, star of Homeland, Emmy winner Damian Lewis, to definitively answer all these questions that readers have already been lining up with a lot of Homeland questions. Damian, good morning, or
Hey,
good evening.
how are you? Yes, good evening here. That's right.
I guess the big news from last week and the Homeland event that they had with the television critics was that Brody will not be in at least the first 2 episodes of season 3 of Homeland.
Yeah, that's right. I think it surprised some people, which just goes to show you that the writers haven't lost the knack. You know, it's as Alex Gantz has said at the TCA's, at the Television Critics Association gathering, that it was really a function of story. I think they couldn't not deal with the calamity that had befallen the CIA. And the CIA really is in the dock, and it needs to answer for its inability to protect itself. And if it can't protect itself, how can it be expected to protect the country? So there's a lot to get through. And I think in an effort to, promote Saul's character front and center into the story in a way, even more so than he has been before, we have to see what action he'll take as his first action that he'll take as the temporary director of the CIA. So there was lots to get through. Brody has just disappeared into a network of tunnels, and I don't know, who knows. I don't think Carrie knows where he is. So when we find him, Lord knows what state he'll be in. But it'll be interesting to see him.
I imagine that Alex and the producers gave you a heads up. They didn't just send the script for episode 1 and you're paging through it going, well, where's my lines? Where's Brody? I mean, they gave you like a warning that, you're not going to be in the first couple of episodes.
We talked about it a lot right up until the last minute. And I think right up until the last minute, they didn't quite know what Brody was going to be in and what he wasn't going to be in. And I think this is largely because Brody is he has a stay of execution, I think, on this show. I think there were moments they could have killed Brody, and for whatever reason they've chosen not to. But I think I don't think they like me, and I think they're dying to kill me. I think they just can't wait to find some devastating way me to meet my maker. And they know I'm going to St. Nick. I'm not going the other way. I'm going to Old Nick. So I think, I think the success of the show surprised everybody a little bit, because you don't write a show expecting it to be that successful. And I think the success of that central relationship between Brody and Carrie surprised everybody, because nobody knew whether it would work or not. And as a result, I'm still here, being a pain in the backside to everybody, just getting in the way, upsetting people. People die all around me, and I kind of crawl forward like a cockroach, indestructible. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts.
The relationship with, I mean, from what I understand, Alex also said that Brody's family will be returning. I mean, the relationship between Brody and his daughter Dana was always such a key part of, I think, the Brody character, and you really left that kind of in a strong place in that season finale for season 2. I imagine they'll be exploring the family fallout in the wake of him leaving.
Yeah, well, I think you're right. Brody is Brody is not a stable character, as we know, and but his relationship with his daughter was a very grounding relationship that, in fact, was so strong and powerful in his life that it prevented him from committing the terrorist act at the end of the first season. He oversteps his mark with her, places too much responsibility on her young shoulders, and tries to level with her about what it was that he was going through. And she's so appalled by what he tells her that she rejects him. It's an error of judgment on Brody's part. Not his first error of judgment, I might add, but it's a big error of judgment with regards to his relationship with his daughter. And she is badly affected by it, and you will see that at the beginning of season 3. You will see it through the first half of season 3. It has devastating consequences on her. And this is something that even I don't know yet at this point, because I've not had this conversation with Alex and the writers, but Brody is on the run. You would assume there are two compelling ways for Brody back into the main story. One is obviously through Carrie, but if it's not Carrie, you would think the other way is through Dana. So who knows? Maybe Dana, this 18-year-old girl, is going to go on some extraordinary adventure into the world of espionage and international politics. I don't know, but you would think one of the great emotional ends that need tying up in the show are not just Carrie and Brody, but with his daughter. So I would imagine that will have some play towards the end of the season.
And you mentioned that Brody isn't the most stable of characters. I would guess that being isolated, hidden where he is now, probably doesn't help with his state of mind.
Yeah, that's right. I think as somebody who suffered profound post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of being incarcerated in a cell for 2 or 3 years of his life, whipped and beaten and electrocuted and tormented psychologically, to be on the run and to be sent from one safe house to the next, one cell to the next, anonymously and to people that he's never met before, I think will just only serve to trigger all those post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms again. And how well is Brody going to cope with that? I think, just a little, a little teaser, a little insight into Brody's story of season 3 is that he's how much more can Brody take? Brody actually, all through season 2, was a pawn being used by both sides because he's so malleable now, Brody. He's so impressionable. Once he decided that violence was not the way and he stepped down and retreated from that terrorist act in episode 1, season 1, he's really now, he's sort of like tumbleweed. He's there to be used and abused, and the CIA will use him. And Carrie, we know, is a ruthless character, and that's what's so brilliant about the ongoing relationship between those two, is that she genuinely loves this man. I think there is a strange and deep recognition and connection between these two, and they know they're dangerous to one another. And they're always caught between, whether they should use each other or sleep with each other. And when they're sleeping with each other, whether they're doing both at the same time. It's an endlessly confusing problem, ambiguous problem for them. And season 2 really saw that ramped up to the nth degree. Season 3 we'll just see Brody's descent into the circles of hell, I think. And my suspicion is that Brody will have to descend so far, will have to reach almost the point of disintegration as a person before he can make any sort of comeback. And in many ways, that might be a prevailing theme for the season. You know, that might be true of Carrie. It might be true of Saul. I think it's true of the CIA. The recovery they have to make to win over public favor again, public opinion. So I think it'll be a season about broken people and broken institutions rebuilding themselves, or this being Homeland failing to rebuild themselves. We'll see.
It sounds like fun. Sounds
Oh
like,
yeah,
well, fun for
yeah. It's just another date night, you know, with the Homeland crew. Yeah, yeah. It's not.
we
Yeah, it's the anti rom com.